How bad has your thoughts weighed heavily on you? Heavily. Have they been so bad where you thought of some very not good things that you would want to do? Have you gotten down so far deep in your thoughts where it's this depressing, like, man, there is nothing I could do to move on. I might as well end the show. Well, that is the devil talking to you. And he'll make it easy to believe that it's you talking to yourself. I've never once ever considered something harmful to myself. But there is moments in my life that a thought will pop in that will say, boy, wouldn't it be easier without you? This would all go away. And I'm like, whoa, who's talking to me? And it happens when you're at your worst, and and figuratively you are just drowning, seems like. I know this is heavy to think about, and I know there's plenty of people that have gone down this road, especially in depression. You know, I would never classify myself as being depressed or having depression. But I've been down so far that at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up in a cold sweat. And something outside of myself is saying, this would all be better without you. What do you think I do in those moments? Man, I say, God, through the blood of Jesus, get this devil out of my mind. And then I just start praying ferociously. Because I recognize that it's not me having those thoughts. And so it totally makes me feel I'm wrestling a devil or a demon or some negative evil force. You know, I don't choose to live a sinful life, but I sin. I don't set out to wake up and I sin though. I'm still a product of sin. And yet, God is always with me. Because as I say those prayers, I can literally feel mentally those thoughts going away. So, and if you've ever suffered with those thoughts, and it's more intense than what I just described, because I know, once again, like I said, I know my personality, I know my circumstances, and I know that I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. I really, you really don't have to worry about me when it comes to thinking totally down. And throughout the day, I get more excited and I see more positivity. But it's whenever you're in the weakest moments of like everything is going wrong. And there's points in my life where there's people that it's like a lot of people don't like me. I am the villain. I would say not by choice for sure, because I don't want to look at myself as a villain. But I'm a sinful man, and I'm an entrepreneur that has tried things and continue to push my way through, which pushes people away and makes me have choices at times that's just not conducive to reality, And so people have definitely told me I live in my own world at times. I've had people recently tell me I'm delusional, I'm unrealistic, which is all really true. I've also had people tell me that, man, you proclaim to be such a holy person, and yet you still do this. And man, I tell you, I don't proclaim to be holy. I proclaim to be a sinner, knowing that I don't do right all the time. And it just always, it comes in waves, you know, like you have these trials that you're going through and you think, okay, well, this can't get any worse. And then it gets worse. Then you tell yourself, well, it really can't get any worse than this because this is pretty bad. And then it gets worse. And you're like, well, all right, okay. I think I've hit a bottom. And then a new bottom forms. What does that mean? Well, in those moments, when you go from the bottom to the bottom to the bottom to the bottom, that's when those 3 o'clock mornings continue to come and you hear those voices. And you know it's outside of you. You know it's not in you. And then when other people tell you things that I just mentioned, delusional, you're all holy, it's like, man, I don't hold it against the people that say that, because they're saying it because it's true. And what is the most truth is that it comes from the evil one. I've witnessed people in my life tell me I am this and that for good, and then for bad, and then for good, and then for bad. There's this unrealistic expectation put upon me that I do believe that maybe I am bigger than the pants I wear. Where I don't look at it that way at all. And so I know that I have to go through these trials at times as a man, as a person, and especially as a business owner, where, like, man, it just gets so down. And there's only one thing that can, not just one, let me take that back. A few things that can change that down feeling. First and foremost is God and prayers. And knowing that, man, he had to suffer on the cross. So yeah, if I'm trying to be holy, which I'm a sinner, but if I'm trying to be holy, I have to suffer patiently to die on my cross. Another thing is my wife and kids and my family. You know, there's been moments in my life that have felt the weakness of whatever's happening unfolding right there in front of me. This has happened multiple times, that's what I'm saying. And while I'm going through this and like thinking down, I get like a picture that my wife sends me through text of my kids, and one specifically where my daughter, so this was a true story. I'm feeling terrible, I'm feeling down, I have the weight, I'm just crushing me, this weight, and I'm in this situation that is like not good, and my wife sends me a picture, no joke, of my daughter at school in front of a camera praying for her daddy. Unbeknownst to them and to her that I am going through what I'm going through. can't make that kind of stuff up. That has happened more than once. Not in the same circumstances, but me feeling pain and suffering and getting an uplift from my wife and kids. Then I also have a tremendous support in my family. That no matter how upset they can be with me, they still love me. Not because I do evil things to them, just because at the end of the day, we're family. Then on top of that, I've developed good relationships with close spiritual people that see me for who I am and have grace for me like Jesus does. And there's one particular guy, I'm going to tell you, a couple of them, but one of them wholeheartedly. I think this guy's going straight to heaven. No ifs, ands, buts about it. He's given me so many chances to make things right with our relationship. And not that I purposely put our relationship down. I think I bring a lot of value, to it. But he's brought more value to me. And he could easily have said, no, I don't want to mess with Adam anymore. This is hard. It's complicated. But he hasn't. He keeps on seeing something in me that sometimes I don't see in myself. And that totally gives me hope. And increase my prayer life that, no matter how down you are, there's people, many people that don't want to see you down there. In fact, they see you for who you really are, where you're seeing yourself from who the devil is showing you who you are, which is not accurate. So, it's going to be the end of my rant, a little bit longer video. If you're having those feelings, know that I'm praying for you. Reach out to me. Let me know. I just want to help with prayers. And I'm praying for anybody who's going through these tough situations, because life ain't easy. But Jesus shows us the way how to live.